Portal, the German. I know earlier today was very, very German today. Everyone look at Shawn Barron and how Germany is. German! No, sorry, Shawn Barron calling out. And Bonnie's on there.
I love that you just introduced me by saying that I look German. I mean, what exactly does that mean? It's like, Shawn, you look like you're really nice, and what you lack in a sense of humor, you make for an incredible industrial efficiency. But since you brought this up, it's actually been this week. I was talking with a couple friends of mine in Germany, and I've actually been kind of reading up a little bit more on the German language, and it's actually pretty cool. Like, a lot of Americans get scared of it, but there's actually all these really cool ideas. For example, there's one word, Verschlimmenbessen, one word, which means all the times you try to help but end up making things worse. Like, this is one word in Germany, which means this was such a problem, they needed one word because it was taking too long to explain this. Hans, I love you as a friend, but every time that you come in an attempt to make things better, you do not end up making things better. Instead, you end up making the process worse. It is almost that you have a better worsening. If only there was a word for this. The other thing is that if Germans, there's a way to say, like, you know, lucky you, congratulations, like, you know, lucky you. And what they can say in German is Schwein gehabt. Schwein gehabt, which literally translates to, you had a pig. You got that job, you had a pig. It's gotta be really tough, though, if you have a Muslim friend you want to congratulate. It's like, Muhammad, you have had a baby? You had a pig. What? I've never had a pig in my entire life, and I resent the implication. And one other thing is that because the Germans are so obsessed with beer, that they have an analogy for when, you know, it's a lost cause. There's no hope of fixing the situation. Hops und Malz is verloren. The hops and malt is lost. She's like, yes. She's like, but I made all the right business decisions. I'm sorry, Johann. The hops and malt is lost. We're going to have to go to wine. Fortunately, I have some right here. One thing I noticed, I'm always having trouble losing weight, and I think one of the main reasons is that when it comes to the war on obesity, I'm a pacifist. You see, so I've been going to the gym a little bit recently, and I don't like going to the gym so much to lose weight as I really love the concept of being able to sweat in public. But it's just like all those moments that you're just kind of like there and having to like just convince yourself like while you're on the machine. Like you don't even feel like it's you're like, oh man, I should go to the gym. I should go to the gym. You get up and I get in my car and I'm like, do I really want to go to the gym? And I'm still like on the machine going, it's like, do I really want to go to the gym? Do I really want to be here? Do I really want to be leaving the gym now? Do I really want to have gone to the gym? It's like this thing that even when it does really good things for me, I just don't like it. I don't like the process of just, I gotta go like this to like basically make a shirt smell bad. I mean, that's basically just what it seems is really happening at the gym. Like, I'm not gonna be a male model at any point. I'm just going to, you know, increase my laundry bill. That's all that ever seems to happen when I'm going to the gym a lot. But yeah, you can get a little depressed, you can get a little frustrated with all these things like the gym. And, you know, I'm not really a religious man myself, but I did have an uncle who actually had some experiences that kind of made me question everything, because he actually had every single one of his prayers granted. No kidding, you see, every Sunday morning he would get up, dress in his best shirt, get up really nice, put on a tie, put on a jacket, he'd go to his church, he'd get down on his knees, and he'd pray, "Dear God, please let tomorrow be Monday." Very cool. One of the things that I saw that was really cool, not necessarily cool, but just kind of interesting in the news recently was, are we have any Game of Thrones fans here? Okay. So, that's kind of what it is. Like, I watch the show, and I'm not sure if I like it or I like watching it with a bunch of friends and going, hey! Oh! This is basically Game of Thrones. Is you're going to be like, this is watching the show. It's an hour of, hey! Hey! Who the hell are they? Who's she? Hey! I wonder if she'll get naked. That's basically just Game of Thrones for an hour. It's kind of fun with your friends and a couple of beers or some other things. makes Game of Thrones kind of enjoyable. But I'm not sure if I'm like really crazy about the show. But the story that I want to tell is that a woman who was an editor on the show was actually killed recently. She was killed on a safari in South Africa by a lion because she rolled the window of her car down on a safari. There's a couple of interesting things about this. One, it's hilarious if you've ever watched Game of Thrones that she actually had a Game of Thrones death. Pretty cool. But here's the other thing. She was from Canada. Like, imagine just how evolution had to work. That tens of thousands of years ago, her ancestors, like all of our ancestors, were in Africa. But they were like, man, Africa's tough. There's a lot of lions here. And so they continued to migrate. Some of them went to Asia. Some of them ended up in Europe. Some of them eventually ended up, from Europe in Canada. And they're like, wow, was Canada great? Hey, you don't have to worry about lions in Canada. You're right. But somehow in defiance of all this one woman made it on a trip to South Africa. And this is what's more amazing when I see a lot of the way these people die, is that, let me get this straight. You had the skills to get the education to become a television editor. A special effects television editor was this woman's job, which isn't easy to get. You're able to figure out, all the complexities of paying for air travel, paying for your passport, visas, whatever it is you needed. But, hey, there's a lion there. Should I make it easier for them to eat me? Yeah, let me do that. Oh, I'm going to get a photo. Because we know that the world has never had photos of a lion before. No one ever has one of those. Those are just so hard. I mean, no one even knows what lions look like. I'll have to bring a photo to prove that they exist to my friends. Also, earlier in this, it was last week, I think, that in Yellowstone, multiple tourists got gored by a bison because they decided to stand next to a bison and start taking flash photography. I wish people could just understand that, like, Disney films aren't documentaries. That when you leave the animals alone, they don't, like, start a musical number where they're all just, happy, we're free, and living in Yellowstone. They want to beat you up. Like, animals have been kind of dominated by humans throughout all history. And you can tell that they really aren't happy about it. Like, when they're in Yellowstone, they're like, all right, I finally got some grass here. Just a bison, I'm just gonna chill here. I hope nothing bothers me because I have giant knives sticking out of my head. It'd be a real shame if someone or something was to annoy me. Hey, there's some guy. I hope he doesn't... well, it's gonna be a problem. I just saw these people, like, go to these wild safari parks, or just go to areas where, like, dangerous wild animals live, and then get surprised when something bad happens. And it's not just this, even, like, reality TV. There's a reality show called Naked and Afraid. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's basically, this is the idea of the show. Hey, let's get a yuppie couple with unresolved, emotional and relationship issues, strip them naked, put them in a swamp, and tell them to build things while we film them. And what a shock, they get pissed off. Because they're in a swamp. I don't really get the whole logic of people in well-set-off societies who are like, you know what I need to do? Make things really hard. And it's always in, like, some way that they glamorize it. Like, they saw a picture that's supposed to be, this is ancient man and ancient woman running happily in the field with a spear. And it's just like, you know why they were running? Because they were being chased by wild animals in the ancient world. People always try to, pre-civilization man, the Paleolithic diet. This is the one I often hear about. That people are like, the Paleolithic diet. We got to have the Paleolithic diet. We got to get back to the Paleolithic era. We got to live like the Paleolithic people. Do you know what was the main cause of death in the Paleolithic era? Malnutrition. So it's basically just people who want to relive. I don't get, like, the whole idea of, like, wanting to experience suffering as though it's some enlightenment. Like, ask the people in Nepal who just had every single building in the country knocked down by an earthquake a few months ago, if they're just like, yeah, it's so great, now that we don't have running water or electricity, we really feel that we get to know ourselves so much better. I mean, I haven't heard about it, just like, have you heard about the enlightened homeless people of Haiti? So no, you haven't heard of these things. Because poverty sucks. And I guess when a lot of people just try to glamorize things that really suck, is it just seems kind of foolish and arrogant. And sorry that I don't have a joke to necessarily head all of this on, but I want to thank you guys all for hearing my little spiel tonight. Enjoy the rest of the evening.